So now we're going to talk about Neptune in Aries. And this is awakening the spiritual warrior. So if Neptune in Pisces, where it has been since 2011, was floating in that dream realm, then Neptune in Aries is about to set those dreams on fire, right? Creating a life and business that sets your soul on fire. This is something that I talk about all the time. And it is time, it is time. Neptune rules spirituality and illusions and the unseen realms, delusions. And it's been chilling in Pisces since 2011, making space for deep emotional healing, intuition, and collective compassion. We've seen this, right? We've seen the collective come together and meditate and pray for other countries that are in need. We've seen the uprise of Reiki. We've seen the uprise of quantum healing and quantum touch. We've seen the uprise of being able to break free from that time space continuum and heal people or talk to people or communicate with people even though they're not face to face, right? Like I do when we do like a VIP session or a one-on-one. I'm always healing. It's who I am. I'm a projector, right? So I'm always healing, and I always get messages or I get feelings in my body or messages probably like sometimes about 8 hours to an hour before our conversation. So I know what's going down, right? And with Neptune being in Pisces since 2011, we've seen so much what we call quote unquote new age spirituality, which is all really old spirituality being brought to the forefront. And so we've seen a rise in shamanism, for one. We've seen a rise in astrology. We've seen a rise in so many different spiritual aspects. I became an ordained minister back in 2015, I believe. So we saw this rise. We felt this rise. We've all felt that warrior goddess training. But now Aries, which is why I bring this up. Aries doesn't just feel, Aries acts. It's raw, it's bold, and is ready to take that spiritual insight that we've been downloading and turn it into embodied leadership. So we're stepping out of the fog and we're stepping into action. So no more just believing in your dreams, no more just setting intentions, no more just manifesting in space, which I love to do, but it's time to take action. It's time to chase those dreams down and build it, right? If you build it, they will come. So let's talk about what happened last time Neptune was in Aries. Now, Neptune moves slowly. As I was saying, the generational planets, the legacy planets, they move slowly. They stay in a sign for about 14 years, and it takes 165 years for its full orbit around the zodiac wheel. So when it shifts signs, it marks the beginning of a new collective era, right? A new era in society. And as I am speaking right now, Neptune literally is peeking its head into Aries right now. In 2025, it's going to go back into Pisces for a little bit longer and then come back again in Aries in 2026. So here's what went down the last time Neptune blazed through Aries. In the 1860s, once again, we had the American Civil War. And so this was a complete breakdown of outdated power structures and fighting for new freedoms, right? There was a lot of talk about property or state lines and who owns what. And we saw individual states creating their own little governments. We saw the fight for slavery being abolished. And so it was truly part of the working man rising up. We saw the rise of self-made leaders because people were not waiting for permission. They were stepping up and they were redefining society. And because it's in Aries, it was through war, right? Aries is the war planet. And sorry, not sorry, but we're going to be seeing more war here. This was also the gold rush era. People were intense risk takers. They were ambition and they were chasing their big visions, their big dreams, right? They were like, oh, this gold is going to bring so much wealth into my family. And we saw like the big gold rush era where everybody was pioneering and making their own way. So that was super fascinating. But if we go back even further, in 1897 and 1711, this was the Age of Enlightenment. People were questioning everything from religion to science, and they were pioneering a new way of thinking. And they were taking action on that. We saw the exploration and the self reinvention boom, right? This is the period of independent thought and new discoveries and big, bold ideas. So every time Neptune moves into Aries, the world gets a wake up call. And it's no longer just about dreaming big, it's about doing something about it. In fact, this is my absolute favorite journal so much. I've got 5 of them. Work hard, dream big. This is Neptune in Aries. So what's coming in 2025 and into 2039, 2040? What are we going to expect? What are some predictions? I'd love to hear some predictions that you might have. But we can talk about spirituality. It's getting gritty. It's getting into the nitty gritty. It's no more vague love and light, just visualize it, manifestation. We're still going to do that. That's part of the process. But now it's time to take action. And so it's action based spirituality takes center stage. This is embodiment, initiation, and actually walking the talk. This weekend, I watched the movie called Point Break. I don't know if you've seen it. I saw spirituality getting gritty and it was really interesting. It was Robin Hood things, but they weren't scared to die, right? But this was a spiritual purpose and they were giving back in a way through spiritual purpose. I'm not saying go and do that, but I'm just saying there was a reason why I watched that show this weekend and now I get it. The rise of the self-led leader. Okay, so when we talk about leaders, we're talking about self-led. Self-led leadership is true embodiment. Authenticity is when you're leading from self. People will seek guides, not gurus, right? They're going to seek people that are going to help them be the best that they can be in their energy, not follow me, this is what I do, you should do it too. The cult of personality is dying, okay? The influencers are going to be changing. No one is looking for a savior. They want leaders who activate their own power. That is why I love human design and astrology as a language, as a way to activate people, to guide people, because we guide people to their own power, not what everyone else is doing, not stealing someone else's template. What is in your wheelhouse? That is the rise of the self-led leader, embodying that, believing it within themselves, and taking action. We're going to see technology meet mysticism. So expect AI-driven personal development, virtual reality meditation spaces, and futuristic energy work. Spiritual tools will go high-tech. So excited. Where have we already seen this? We have seen Healy that are changing the frequency. I can't tell you how many meditation apps that I have on my phone, using binaural beats and isotonic tones on apps on phones that are taking me into a deep meditation. I remember talking to one of my coaches where I was like, oh, I see in the future wherever I'll be in my office and my clients will have a VR set up and they will think that they're on a beach and they're having a beach experience while we're doing our one-on-one. These are things that I have been envisioning way back when, where we're going to start seeing that. We're going to see AI and virtual reality spaces, healing spaces. So if you can't go to the space, you can still experience it, because truly the body doesn't know the difference. The body doesn't know the difference of what is real and what is imagined and believed in its body. So when we can start using this tech to take people out of their environment and into a new space for short periods of time. We're going to see people living in these virtual reality places. Let's be real. We're already seeing the gaming. Oh my gosh, the gaming is so crazy right now that you can go to a cafe somewhere, probably not a cafe, but like a computer place, and you can get a catheter inserted in you. So you don't have to get up and pee, and you can keep on playing your game, right? This is real. This is real stuff. So it's going to be really interesting when we can start, instead of popping a pill, playing a binaural beat that is going to change the chemistry in our brain, right? These are things that are going to be possible in the future, right? And so bringing spirituality into the mainstream, it will be really interesting. What's funny is Neptune just moved into Aries yesterday. And Aries is in my fourth house in astrology, right? My fourth house. And your fourth house is all about your home. And it's funny, I live behind a graveyard. Okay, ding ding, number one. But last night we were just sitting and the blinds did a little shaking. And we've had a few little things happen in the last day since Neptune came into Aries. So for me, Neptune is coming into my spiritual home, my home, right? My home is going to become more spiritual. I can't imagine it being even more, but maybe I will be moving into, like, I've always wanted to live in a monastery, even just for a short period of time. I've always really wanted to experience people that are really zoned in, fine-tuned into their spiritual practices, into their consciousness practices. I mean, that to me, I want to experience that in my own life. Okay, tangent. Reinvention becomes the norm. Identities will become more fluid. People will reinvent themselves over and over, and their businesses and their lives over and over again. The only constant that we are going to be seeing is evolution, whether it is because of what is going on in the world, right? We're talking about wars and stuff like that. We're talking about people reinventing themselves when they finish, when they're consciously living a soul cycle and they see that some patterns need to end and they're reinventing themselves into something completely new. We're going to see that more visibly, people more talking about their transformation a lot more. So reinvention, your thoughts and your beliefs create your reality, but we're going to be seeing this a lot more and people talking about this a lot more. So what does this mean to you? Authenticity is everything. The filters are off. People are looking for realness, not perfection. So if you're trying to fit into a box, you are already behind. In fact, my Instagram bio says, sorry, you can't fit me all in a box or an elevator pitch. Don't limit yourself. The moment that you put me in a box, I am like a cat trying to find its way out. The only boxes that I play with are Rubik's Cubes, right? Really being expansive and flexible in who it is that you are. Your business must be built for change. So rigid structures will not survive. Your work has to evolve with you because the next wave of success is for those who lead through embodiment, through authenticity, through being real, being honest, being vulnerable. That is what true soulpreneurship is. Innovation is going to win. So once again, if you're trying to do business the way it's always been done, you are in for a rude awakening. There are new methods, new technology, new leadership models will dominate, right? I have a mastermind called the Hive Mind, where we are all like a hive. I may be a queen, but I'm not your highness, right? We are all working together. When we come into our mastermind, we all contribute something different. People want activation, not just information. I love this so much because I'm a course creator. This is what I've been doing for the last 5 years. I love to create courses, but people are looking for experiences. They're looking for initiations. They're looking for personal breakthroughs. So the coaching industry that we know it is about to shift in big time. So we're talking VIP experiences, we're talking retreats, we're talking in-person experiences, we're talking one-on-one, we're talking about many different collaborators coming together to create an experience. And so we're seeing that people don't want to sit and listen to a course. In fact, this will probably be parts of a podcast or something because people love to listen while they're running or walking or doing the dishes or driving, right? So they don't have time to sit in front of a course and listen to me, but maybe they would love to do it in a podcast. Maybe they love to do it while watching. For me, I love having YouTube on and listening to my favorite new paradigm leader, my favorite astrologer, human design, talking about what they love to talk about, right? So once again, we're seeing that these courses, people don't have the time, the energy, the effort, or even the interest to watch an entire course and go through the logical steps. So we're going to be seeing this change.